friends. It's Gary Lucas, Saturday, 17th of April, and I'm going to play for you. Hey, that was The Vamp is a great Alice Coltrane composition, Journey to Satchidananda. One of my favorites, and she's got a great band on that session. It was for ABC Impulse. It's just beautiful, transcendental, trance-like work that begins and ends without a beginning and ending, really. I mean, and she's playing such celestial, beautiful harp arpeggios throughout. Very gifted musician, Alice Coltrane, just fantastic. And Pharoah Sanders blows on that, as I recall. One of my favorite, still living jazz masters. And well, let's see. It's been a heck of a week. I wanted to dedicate this session to my friend Jason Candler and direct you, please, to my GoFundMe. What do you call it? My GoFundMe campaign that I've set up. It's brought in almost 13,000 in a little more than a day for Jason, his wife Lily, and their son Jacob, who's only 18 months. And I've known Jason forever and ever, it seems. I met him when he was still an undergraduate at NYU, and around the mid-'80s, I started to get the bug to play out again after Captain Beefheart folded his tent, his musical tent, for a career in fine arts. And I was wanting to continue playing music, and I had begun playing out on sessions, here and there, for Hal Wilner, who passed away a little more than a year ago from the virus, and Adrian Sherwood, Kip Hanrahan. I was, busy playing a lot of studio work, and then somehow or other I was invited down to do a session on WNYU FM's long-standing show. I'm not sure if it's still running, but it was called The New Afternoon Show, and I met a whole bunch of nice people down there who were exceedingly friendly and happy to have me play on their programs. Among them Hugh Foley, Lee Lust, and Colleen Murphy. And I will never forget the very first time, I think I brought one pedal down there and set up electrically and started to play. And this young guy just walked into the booth while I was playing and leaned back with his eyes closed, trancing out to my guitar playing. And that was Jason. That's how I met him. He was really very supportive of my music. He really liked it. And he had a blues show of his own there in another hour or so. But I just sneak out of CBS Records. I just leave after lunch about 3 o'clock and head down and pick up my guitar and then scoot over to WNYU across town. I was getting ready to leave, I guess. And anyway, so Jason and I stayed in touch, and he was an avid supporter and was following my progress in music once I left my full-time job in 1990 there. And he had skills on the guitar, and he'd been doing some indie recording with his own band. I think they were called Ape, and putting out his own music. And he started to take up saxophone. And over the course of a couple of years, he got very, very good on alto sax and became serious about it. And I invited him into the group. It must have been about 1995. I'd formed Gods and Monsters originally as a quartet with 2 bass players. And the lineup shifted a little bit, and I just wanted Jason in there, just for his energy and his vibe. He was one of the most good-natured and cosmic people I've ever met. Still is. All this is to say that, just to cut to the chase here, he had a catastrophe befall him out of nowhere, and he's had a couple of strokes. And I'm sure he's gonna make it, but right now he needs help. It's a very dicey recovery over long term. He has some insurance, but it's not going to cover by any means any long-term care. This is pretty much how it works in this country anyway. And so I've set up a GoFundMe page, and you can find it on the timeline here. And for those who know him, they've really come forward. If you don't know him, I get it, but anyway, if you just happened to be thinking, or you've heard some of my music that features Jason, and he's all over a bunch of my Gods and Monsters album. Also, I've been working a lot on a new Chinese album with him and Feifei Yang in a trio. You might visit the site, and whatever you can spare would be really appreciated by him and his family, because, yeah, you know, it's a lonely fight in this country for creative artists, and he has some freelance work, but he's not going to be capable of doing it for a while. And anyway, we'd all really appreciate it. I'm trying to, look after my dear ones, and he's one of the good ones. So, enough said. He would have played beautiful sax on that last piece, that I know. But could he be here right now? And I hope he'll be back in operation very, very soon. So, what else can I say? I don't know, it's another day in the pandemic. I watched Bill Maher last night, and he threw out some statistics to indicate, I wouldn't say called, falsification of data on scientists, but his data seemed to contradict the major data we've all been going on in some ways. I get it that he wants to get out there and work, and don't we all? And I think he has been, albeit socially distanced, and he's got that show and a contract with HBO, so really, I don't know what his beef is, while the rest of us are trying to stay alive here and cautious. We're coming on the first anniversary of my mom's death later this week, which was also a tragedy. I think she could have lived to at least 100. She was one of the most solid constitutions of any person I've ever met, and was quite lucid, but she'd been in a nursing home for a while, and she'd been beset by glaucoma issues. But other than that, she was very, very feisty and chatty and sharp as a whip. And unfortunately, the virus came into her nursing home in Riverside, California, last year about this time, and 16 people got infected suddenly, and my mom did a very rapid decline before dying. So, yes, it's just, all this tragedy, and I could go on and on. I don't want to bore you or immiserate you, but, it's lucky Carolyn and I and Lulu are doing all right here and are in good health. And, the old saying, if you got your health, you've got just about everything there. It's so true. So anyway, spare thought for those who are not doing so well. And I could enumerate plenty in my immediate vicinity in life. But anyway, I'd like to cheer you up. So what should I play next? Well, gee, I don't know. Steel guitar, always a perennial favorite. Let's see. As I've mentioned before, it's always good to have the right tool for the job here. So let me get a good bottleneck, one that would work better with this. So they went for a walk, and I have some. Oh, there they are. Okay. Let's see, here's a good one. Hey. Okay, a little impromptu. And anyway, just keep your lamps trimmed and burning and wear that mask. I'd say continue to wear it. I don't know why it's such a badge of honor among Republicans to oppose wearing masks. It would seem to be the minimal thing you could do for your fellow citizens and for yourself until we're clear of this thing. I hear that they've thrown vaccinations open in New York. Not anybody wants one. I don't think there's much waiting in lines anymore. That's great news. And like that, okay, so I will be back on Tuesday to play for you again. And thank you. It's always a privilege to have you tune in and to enjoy. I hope you enjoy. And I will see you on Tuesday. All right, be well. Love you guys. Bye.